Am I the only one that didn't know that babies cry in a different accent depending on what language they're exposed to in the womb? No, seriously, like think about it. It makes sense because we speak in different accents, so why wouldn't they cry in different accents? See, it turns out that French babies, their cry is like a little French song. It rises at the end. And German babies, it kind of goes in the opposite direction. Now, Mexican babies, they cry like this.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Okay, maybe that's just my drunk theos that cry that way, but seriously, the research shows that babies begin to mimic the pitch and the melody of the language that surrounds them. See, a baby's cry is everything. It's how they communicate. It forces our brains to bond. It forces us to pay attention. This is actually why hospital monitors used to match their frequency to a baby's cry, because it forced female nurses to pay attention quicker. Crazy, right? But effective. When a baby cries, we're wired to listen. And it seems to me that the first thing that they're trying to figure out is, how do I fit into this world? How can I adapt to fit in? And how does a baby fit into a country like America, where there's over 500 languages spoken, where 1 in 5 Americans speak a different language other than English at home? That's over 67 million Americans, and 40 million of those speak Spanish. Now, that matters to me because I'm trying to raise a bilingual child. I understand how difficult that can be, and it makes me think of the concept of hegemony, right? Which basically means that the ruling class dominates the ideology of a society, their values, their norms, what's right and what's wrong. And this pressure, especially for kids, it is so strong. See, when I was 4 years old, I started fighting my mom so hard on speaking Spanish, even though I was a baby that cried in a Mexican accent. And one time my mom refused to answer me unless I answered her in Spanish. She said, "I'm not gonna talk to you unless you speak to me in Spanish." And I held my ground for 2 whole days before I cracked. And she held her ground too. And I'm glad that she did, because now I'm fluent in both. But the question is, why did I resist it so hard? Who was telling a little 4-year-old that Spanish wasn't valuable, that Spanish wasn't cool, that people that spoke the same language as me were other? No one had to, because the world around me made me feel that way. And that is why things like representation matter, because I believe that in this country, a baby should fit in regardless of what accent they were born crying in. But that's just me. Anyways, that's my linguistics lesson for the day. It's nap time for Batman. Happy parenting.